Alright, so new haircut, just straight buzz, nothing special. Um, Today, oh sorry, wrote it on my wrist. How I believe we perceive the world. So this is kind of just how I believe we see the world, not how we see the world or how you see the world. Is just how I believe we perceive the world. There's a kitty up here. So start off. I'm not religious. I'm a little. I'm a little spiritual, where I got my beliefs, and I'm not here to influence you or to deceive you of whatever it is that you believe in or trust. Just to talk, for somebody to listen, and well, to just be seen. So I'll let you know a bit about my spiritualities. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not religious at all. I can't tell you that there's a God up above or there really is a creator. I believe a lot in like science or even extraterrestrials. Just I'm really not sure. And because of that, I've gotten a lot into philosophy the past couple months. Been reading on some philosophy books. I got a bit of knowledge from it that I think gave me a better eye-opener, a little bit more insight to what it is I'm here for. And we'll get to that. But I've been listening to some podcast. Actually, I'll leave a description, and I'll leave a link in the description to the podcast I listen to. It's called Philosophize This by Keith West. He's really good at describing, and he'll read the books, he'll summarize it for you, but it's not so you don't read the book, it's give you a better understanding of what the book is, what it's meaning. So with further ado, I've just been reading up on a lot of that stuff. Philosophy, psychology. Been trying to be a bit more what you would consider a stoic. I've been keeping up on what the news today. It's really not that great, truthfully. I really don't. It doesn't affect me, but it affects the way I see the world, in a way. So, sorry, we sidetracked, but let's do it. So, perceiving. What I think perceiving is not just what you see, but how you see it. And some might say, hey, well, that's basically just what it is. Like, why are you telling me that? Well, because you could see a red car and describe it as a red Ram Dodge truck. But are you going to describe everything else about it? Are you going to describe how it works? Are you going to describe the engine in it? Are you gonna describe the type of windows it has, the tint? Are you really gonna get down into that deep level? Are you even gonna describe it like as if you're an alien, first time on Earth? It's a metal machine that uses dinosaur material to move. Sounds, I mean, if I was an alien, obviously, which I'm not, and I'm not Mexican either, which I'm not trying to be, not to be racially motivated, but I mean, the description of it sounded pretty absurd to say. How do you perceive the world? Well, you're not an alien. You don't see it as that metal machine, because really, that's what they would see in a way. And what I'm trying to get to is that you're just building off of past memories. You know, obviously aliens, they probably wouldn't have cars. They wouldn't exactly understand the terminology for some of the things of a car. You know, that's perceiving. What you perceive is completely influenced on what you intake. Also, taking that, just think about that a little bit, that perceiving isn't just what's in front of you. It's also, I mean, what's behind you, what's around you. It could be really anything. It could be dark matter. Dark matter doesn't even exist, but it does. It takes up space, but it has no mass. The way I perceive is the way I let myself feel. If I want to see the world as a truly happy place, I'm gonna truly feel happy. Maybe if I want to feel that the world is just a big mystery, I'm gonna treat everything as if it's a mystery. You run into certain people that you don't quite understand. Like, they might like generic roleplay, you know, like Wizard and Dragons. It's not that they believe it, that there might be a real wizards or dragons, but it's their reality. It's what they believe. It's the world that they chose. Yet, are they happy? I think they really are happy. You know, maybe not happy of what others think, but that comes with having tough skin and resilience. Without either of those, I can't see you really getting past any critical inputs by anybody. Truthfully, I want to perceive the world as a place where I could be free. And being free to me is living, but with regulations. Basically like setting goals for myself, but also having a regulation. I want to, maybe a small goal for myself is that after I'm done eating, I'm gonna eat candy. I want to eat some candy. What's the goal? Is that I want to eat candy, but what's my regulation is I gotta eat first. That's freedom. That's discipline, and that's real dopamine. Getting cheap dopamine from a drug, you know, that just sets you way off balance. And surely, are you feeling real dopamine? I mean, yeah, but it's not beneficial dopamine that it's gonna really drive you. Because you don't need you don't need motivation, you need discipline. But without discipline, there is no motivation. Perceiving is also your conscious and subconscious. What's in your mind creates your reality. You tell yourself that you're ugly, you're fat. Truthfully, you're gonna look in the mirror every day and you're gonna see an ugly fat person. Some people might even tell themselves that they're beautiful and they're magnificent, but they never see that person in the mirror because they truly don't feel that way. You have to actually apply it like it's there. Or do what a Stoic would do and just accept. Accept what you can't change. Because you can't. Are you gonna cry in the rain? Or are you gonna dance in the rain? Be mad that it rained? Or be happy to see that the plants are growing? It's all based on what you tell yourself. And yeah, it's not easy to tell yourself like certain things that you exactly love yourself, or even tell yourself these positive affirmations. But when you live a life in negativity, you do have a low frequency, and what you give, you receive. You eat fat food, what? You get fat. Not much to explain about it. Sometimes just remembering little things like you think, therefore I am. It gives you a small reality check that you need to check your emotions and consider your values. Well, not your value, but your values with an S. I haven't posted in a while, kind of been pushing it off. I've kind of gotten a little stuck up in situations myself that I didn't have all the time I really wanted, but I saw some time today, and I thought might as well just make a video. I didn't know what to post or what to say, so I went scrambling for a pen. I wrote on my hand. The first thing that basically came to mind while I was looking for a pen is that we're going to talk about perception. Why is perception important? Because perception is just the way you will feel. You know, you might perceive spilling your soda on your lap as like a dumb mistake, but if every time you spill a soda on your lap, you could do something different than criticizing yourself. You could jump up and down, wave your hands, and yell hooray, right? Do your own little celebration. No need to be mad at yourself for it. But what happens when you do mess up? What do other people tend to do? They tend to criticize you. Criticize yourself and you're not making it any better. Really, all you're doing is just hurting yourself. Perception also comes with letting go. Personally, there's things that I want to let go. You know, it's really hard to. There's some things that I've done. There's some things that others have done that I really want to let go. And yet, sometimes I find myself struggling to forgive myself, to forgive others. But it's a constant battle that you can't lose. You can't tell yourself like, well, screw myself or screw that person because you messed up, they messed up, something went wrong, and it brought back a memory. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. I'm not saying exactly forget about the whole situation, but at least forgive yourself and forgive others and let go. Just let it go. You're not excusing anything. You're just letting go. You're just letting will be will be. Honestly, I'm the type of person that I'll walk by myself and talk. When I'm with other people, I'm more focused on the other person than I am on anything else that I don't know what to say. So, again, I start talking to myself. But it's always different things than what I would talk to myself about. And I realized that I'm not even being myself around other people, not even around my own family, that if I'm not comfortable, shouldn't I, I don't know, maybe just be doing something different. It'd be something that I must understand a bit better to just work on. Mostly I spend a lot of my day, I just like to read. I listen to music, talk to my cats. I go for a walk. I'm not employed anywhere. Currently, I am looking to be employed, but who really wants to hire a high school student right now? I should have applied earlier before everybody else did, but I'm sure everybody had the same idea, and there really was no best time to start. But I'm not gonna be hard on myself about it. It's just a little mistake of mine that I should have applied earlier. I don't know who that lady's yelling at. Hope it's not me. Anyways. Truthfully, maybe perception is the meaning of life, that you make your own meaning. You don't wait for your meaning, you make it. You don't wait for your purpose. Your purpose isn't gonna be made around you. You're gonna find your purpose. You're gonna build your purpose from what you have. Make it unbreakable. Make it with sand and dirt if you got to. Just whatever you do, don't let it crumble. Maybe it is that you're just trying to find your purpose and you don't know what your purpose is yet. Some people already know what they want to do, what they want to have in life, what they think life should revolve around. I personally, I don't. So I've been driven to suicide at one point. For a whole year of my life, I've been on the edge of suicide, wanting to just completely end my life because I didn't know what it was that I wanted with myself. I went to a psych ward where I've gotten help, but truthfully, I treated it as like a vacation because it was an easy getaway. I gotten away from basically school, my home life. I gotten away from all my problems, and just for a week. It's a week I'll never forget. I'll never forget the faces I saw there, the activities I done. The names are getting harder to remember, but they're not all gone. I've overcome suicide by facing the fact that I'm basically just here, in a sense that if I got no reason to live, then what's my reason to die? What's my reason for suicide? And I came to realize that there really was no reason. Truthfully, the world is your playground. Treat it as a prison. Treat it like an unlearnable lesson. It's gonna feel like that. You know, you play game and you watch videos to escape reality, but you're playing reality, you're not making it. I mean, it takes a lot to know what it is that you want, but have you really, like, actually applied yourself to knowing? You know, you ask one question and then you're done. You gotta be that person to ask the questions that you've never been asked, to ask the questions that you didn't even think could be asked. If it doesn't make sense to them, but it makes sense to you, then ask it. Sometimes you gotta view life as if it is a game. Maybe like it's Sims. Your consciousness is controlling your movements, your thoughts, your body. And that's the way I perceive the world. That I'm just placed here, and things are just things. It is literally what it is. You know, you could make it special, or you don't have to. Whatever it is, don't make it boring. Make your life boring, then it's not gonna be enjoyable. If you can control somebody else's life, how would you control it? Would you make it enjoyable for them? Or another question, if you could control somebody else's life, but you had to make it enjoyable, write it down. What is it that you would do? And what is it that you do? Just do it. Yeah, I know the world's in a bit of crisis right now, but that's no reason to forget about yourself. Self-care is the best care. I'll leave the link for Philosophize This by Keith West in the description below. But anyways guys, a like, even a subscribe would really help make it really feel worth it, even just talking for 10 minutes. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day.